Have you ever heard of a Bible story so bizarre, so unsettling, that you just had to know more? A story where demons plead to inhabit pigs? It is a tale that has puzzled scholars and fascinated believers for centuries. Today, we are diving deep into the story of the Gadarene demoniac, exploring the historical context, the theological implications, and the possible reasons behind this truly strange request. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew. The story is found in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and it tells of Jesus encountering a man possessed by a legion of demons. This man was not just a little troubled. He was living among the tombs, tormented and isolated. But the most peculiar part, the demons, when confronted by Jesus, begged not to be sent to the abyss, but instead to enter a herd of pigs nearby. And Jesus grants their request. The pigs then rush down a steep bank into the sea and drown. It is a dramatic, even shocking story, and it raises a lot of questions. Why pigs? Why that specific request? What does this story really mean? Before we delve into the details, if you are fascinated by biblical mysteries and want to explore the deeper meanings behind these ancient stories, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. We release new videos every week exploring the Bible, theology, and the history of religion. Your support helps us create more content like this. And let us know in the comments what you think about this story. Have you heard different interpretations? We would love to hear from you. Let us start by reading the core passages. Reads Matthew 8 verses 28 to 34, Mark 5 verses 1 to 20, and Luke 8 verses 26 to 39, highlighting key verses. As you can hear, the accounts are similar with some variations. We see the man's desperate condition, his recognition of Jesus, and the demon's frantic plea. The sheer number of demons, a legion suggesting a large number, emphasizes the extent of the man's affliction. The location is also important. The region of the Gerasenes or Gadarenes, a predominantly Gentile area. This detail hints at the story's broader implications beyond just the Jewish community. To understand the story better, we need to step back in time and look at the historical and cultural context. The ancient world had a very different understanding of mental illness and possession. What we might today diagnose as a psychological condition, they often attributed to demonic influence. The tombs were considered unclean places, often associated with the spirit world. Living among them signified the man's complete isolation and social ostracization. The presence of pigs is also significant. Pigs were considered unclean animals by the Jewish people, but they were common in Gentile areas. This detail reinforces the Gentile context of the story. Furthermore, the Roman legions were a powerful presence in the region, and the term legion itself would have evoked images of Roman military might. This could suggest a symbolic connection between the demons and the oppressive Roman occupation. The story of the Gadarene demoniac has been interpreted in various ways throughout history. Some see it as a literal account of demonic possession and Jesus' power over evil. Others view it as a symbolic representation of the struggle against sin and the transformative power of God's grace. The demons' request to enter the pigs can be seen as a demonstration of their desire to cause destruction and chaos. Even in their defeat, they seek to inflict harm. The drowning of the pigs could symbolize the cleansing of the region from evil or the consequences of sin. The man's subsequent healing and his role as a witness to Jesus' power highlight the theme of redemption and the importance of sharing one's faith. The story of the Gadarene demoniac has been interpreted in various ways throughout history. Some see it as a literal account of demonic possession and Jesus' power over evil. Others view it as a symbolic representation of the struggle against sin and the transformative power of God's grace. The demons' request to enter the pigs can be seen as a demonstration of their desire to cause destruction and chaos. Even in their defeat, they seek to inflict harm. The drowning of the pigs could symbolize the cleansing of the region from evil or the consequences of sin. The man's subsequent healing and his role as a witness to Jesus' power highlight the theme of redemption and the importance of sharing one's faith. Now let us address the central question. Why pigs? Why did the demons specifically request to enter them? Several theories have been proposed. One theory suggests that the pigs represented the uncleanness of the Gentile population in the eyes of some Jewish people. By sending the demons into the pigs, Jesus could be symbolically demonstrating his power over the forces of impurity. Another theory connects the pigs to the Roman military. Pigs were often used as symbols on Roman standards, and the demons' desire to enter them could be seen as a symbolic act of defiance against Roman authority. A third theory focuses on the nature of demons themselves. Some believe that demons are parasitic entities that need a host to exist in the physical world. The pigs, being physical beings, could have provided a temporary refuge for the demons. The story doesn't end with the drowning of the pigs. It continues with the healing of the man. He's no longer tormented. He's restored to his right mind. Jesus then instructs him to go and tell others about what God has done for him. This is a crucial element of the story. The man becomes a living testament to Jesus' power and compassion. He's not just healed physically, he's also integrated back into his community. He moves from isolation and fear to fellowship and purpose. His story reminds us of the transformative power of faith and the importance of sharing our experiences with others. The Gospels tell us that the man was possessed by a legion of demons. This number is significant. A Roman legion typically consisted of several thousand soldiers. This imagery emphasizes the sheer number of demons afflicting the man and the magnitude of Jesus' power in overcoming them. It also suggests a well-organized force of evil, highlighting the spiritual battle being waged. The use of the term legion would have resonated with the audience of the Gospels, particularly in the context of Roman occupation. Throughout history, different Christian denominations and theological perspectives have offered varying interpretations of this story. Some emphasize the literal reality of demonic possession, while others focus on the symbolic meaning of the narrative. Some see the story as a demonstration of Jesus' divine authority, while others highlight the themes of healing, redemption, and social justice. It's important to acknowledge these different perspectives and to engage with the text in a thoughtful and critical way. While the story of the Gadarene demoniac took place centuries ago, it still has relevance for us today. It reminds us of the reality of suffering and the importance of compassion and healing. It speaks to the struggles we face with mental health, addiction, and social isolation. Just like the man in the story, many people today feel trapped by their own demons, whether they are internal struggles or external pressures. The story offers a message of hope and the possibility of transformation. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there is the potential for healing and restoration. Despite centuries of study and interpretation, the story of the Gadarene demoniac still holds an element of mystery. There are questions that remain unanswered. Why pigs specifically? What was the exact nature of the man's affliction? These unanswered questions add to the richness and one of the most powerful aspects of this story is the simplicity of Jesus' interaction with the demons. He doesn't engage in a long, drawn-out battle. He simply speaks, and the demons obey. This demonstrates the absolute authority of Jesus over the spiritual realm. His words are not just empty pronouncements, they carry divine power. This scene reminds us that even the forces of darkness are subject to God's will. Understanding the historical and cultural context of the story is crucial for interpreting it correctly. The region of the Gadarenes was a predominantly Gentile area, which explains the presence of pigs. This detail is important because it highlights the inclusiveness of Jesus' ministry. He didn't just come for the Jewish people, he came for all people regardless of their background. The story also challenges us to consider our own cultural biases and assumptions when reading the Bible. The story of the Gadarene demoniac raises important questions about the nature of evil. Is it an external force, a spiritual entity, or something that arises from within human hearts? The story suggests that evil is a real and powerful force, but it also shows that it is ultimately subject to God's power. It reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles against temptation and suffering. While the Bible speaks of demonic possession, its exact nature remains a mystery. How does it work? What are its causes and effects? The story of the Gadarene demoniac offers us a glimpse into this mysterious realm, but it doesn't provide all the answers. It's important to approach these topics with humility and recognize the limits of our understanding. The story of the Gadarene demoniac also serves as a call to discipleship. The man, after being healed, is instructed to go and tell others about what God has done for him. This is the essence of discipleship, to share our faith and to witness to the transformative power of God's grace. It reminds us that we are all called to be ambassadors for Christ, sharing the good news with those around us. The man's healing and reintegration into his community highlight the importance of community in the Christian faith. He was not just healed physically, he was also restored to fellowship with others. This reminds us that we are not meant to live in isolation. We need the support and encouragement of others in our faith journey. The church should be a place where people can find healing, acceptance, and belonging. The story of the Gadarene demoniac can also be interpreted as a parable of forgiveness. The man was forgiven of his demons, whatever their nature may have been. This reminds us of the boundless mercy and compassion of God. It also challenges us to extend forgiveness to others, just as we have been forgiven. The story of the Gadarene demoniac reminds us that the struggle against evil is an ongoing one. Even after being healed, the man still faced challenges and temptations. The Christian life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. We must be vigilant and rely on God's strength to overcome the forces of darkness. Despite the darkness and suffering depicted in the story, it ultimately offers a message of hope. The man was healed, restored, and given a new purpose in life. This reminds us that even in the most desperate situations, there is always hope for healing and redemption. God's love and grace are available to all who seek them. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the story of the Gadarene demoniac, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell. We release new videos every week exploring the Bible, theology, and the history of religion. Share this video with your friends and family, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. You can also follow us on social media, links displayed on screen, for more content and discussions. The story of the Gadarene demoniac is a complex and multifaceted narrative that raises important questions about faith, healing, and the nature of evil. While it may not provide all the answers, it offers us a glimpse into the power of Jesus and the hope for transformation. It challenges us to consider our own struggles with demons, whether they are internal or external, and to seek healing and restoration through faith. Thank you for joining us on this exploration. We'll see you in the next video.